comes inspiration.
Thank you, Fuyo, for that remark. Hello, everybody. This is the Justice Friends blog, back with another podcast. We actually just started this podcast a good 2 minutes ago, and we're doing it right now since everyone's online.
Completely on
Yeah,
impulse.
it was on
Yeah,
impulse. Thanks to
we're
FuYoMama.
selfish.
FuYoMama started this shit. And we don't have two main members, the two co-creators of the Justice Friends blogs, Chubby's Rule 4 and Rock Solid, because they don't have
Wow.
thoughts about this
Yeah,
one.
well.
We have the two returning members, Victor, aka Bayonetta, and Mushroom Juggler 1,
Yay!
aka Ryan, aka...
Hero.
I hate you so much. You do realize this, right?
Hey, blame me, not Andre. Um,
Both of you. You
Okay,
both should throw yourselves off buildings.
the topic
I agree.
today is definitely old television shows, namely cartoons,
Why?
because we love them and they're beautiful.
And by beautiful,
Yeah.
I mean they suck.
And compare them to the new shit we have today and how much most of them suck.
For one, I
Discussion.
feel really sorry for the people who are getting born. Like, imagine the people who...
Yeah.
Born. I hate being born.
This new generation must
This
be
big-
bored out of their minds unless they're actually entertained by this shit.
No, they must be playing video games.
I mean, it saddens me because like we would sit down, we would get home from school, sit down and spend like a good 2-3 hours actually watching TV. And I get home and my little brother, who's like 6 years younger than me, so he caught the edge of the good shows on like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and stuff. He gets home and he can't watch TV. He's like forced to watch the Discovery Channel for Mythbusters or something because there's
I love me some
nothing on.
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters isn't bad. It's just
No.
not as good as
Because think about it, from our
a lot
times,
of others.
for those of you who
Mythbusters.
don't know, from our time,
Oh my god.
Rocky, we're doing a podcast right now. Don't interrupt.
Leave.
From our
Alright, sorry.
in our times, like when me, Victor, Ryan, and Fuyo were at like 6, 8 years old, at the time that Victor said we would come and watch TV, we would have what? Fairly Odd Parents on TV, if not Fairly...
Samurai Jack.
Yeah, Samurai Jack. That show was awesome.
Samurai Jack was the shit.
That show was unbelievable.
We also had the first Pokemon series, which was the only one that was actually good for something.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it had the awesomest theme song ever.
Yeah.
I wanna be the very best.
What about that one song in that one episode of SpongeBob back when it was good?
Yeah. Wait.
What the fuck song?
Which one?
'Cause it's sweet.
Sweet, sweet victory, yeah. With the power, all the power, we're holding on tight
Oh.
to the sweet. Yeah, you get it.
When SpongeBob was good, I remember I have like till this day if I look I have a VHS of like over 15 SpongeBob episodes recorded and only the good ones.
Dude, I watched SpongeBob to sleep at night. I was like, yo, turn on my VCR, plug in a little DVD, watch the same episodes every night. I was like, wow, this is boring, but I'm actually enjoying this.
The times of today.
I remember when I went to go to when I used to sleep at night. I was stupid. I went and watched Courage the Cowardly Dog when I was like 8.
I love
You
this
are
show.
not
Oh,
stupid
There,
if you
there was
want.
some weird shit on that show, man. There was
There
some
was
stuff
some
that
weird
seriously freaked me out on that show when I was 8.
Yeah.
The shows that we see today like iCarly or
oh. Anything that's
Chowder.
live, anything that's live
yeah.
at all. It's
You know,
scary.
you know what? You know what pisses me off? Cartoon Network isn't even all about cartoons anymore because
Right?
now
I
it's
was just
CN,
about to say that.
CN real.
Yeah. I mean,
And then they started out. They were like trying to transition with that TV show 16. They're like, we're gonna have it be like those live TV shows, except
People who watch cartoons aren't 16. Jesus, why would people want to watch that?
I'm 16.
Not
and I watch
that-
cartoons.
Like, the Cartoon Network isn't Cartoon Network anymore. Cartoon Network is now CN. It fucking sucks.
I mean, the cartoons of today make me miss the times where we would watch Power Rangers or The Little Mermaid or Aladdin.
The Little Mermaid didn't have a TV show. Aladdin did. Aladdin
Yeah,
was
it did. Little Mermaid did have a TV show. It was on
Oh, I
Disney.
never
It was
watched
the,
it. It
it was the
sounds-
Disney.
Aladdin was only good because it had him. Not, what the fuck?
Robin Williams.
No, it had Robin Williams.
and the Iago guy, who some people find annoying, but I think
Oh,
he's
yeah. Gilbert Gottfried.
yeah,
I love him.
yeah, he's pretty heroic.
But like, yeah, now today we've got shit like, and I must confess, I watched the first 10 seconds of one of these, one episode of it, Chowder, and I thought I needed to bleach my eyeballs because it was that bad. It's just sad that there is no more culture in cartoons. It's just bullshit all the freaking time.
So
Kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's just once they made Chowder, they said this is weird, but little kids kind of like it. They were like, okay,
dude,
let's make Flapjack.
little
It's
kids
just
would
even
watch.
weirder.
I swear, I've seen 6-year-olds watch Saw on HBO and laugh. 6-year-olds don't have the minimum criteria to judge anything. They don't know
You
anything.
have a point, but Cartoon Network is seriously narrowing down, not just Cartoon Network, stuff like Nick too. They're narrowing down their audience. Like Cartoon Network appealed to me until I was like 12. Why? Because they still had stuff like Ed, and Eddie, which I liked. Samurai Jack, which was pretty shit's amazing, and they
Sorry,
canceled
Bravo.
that. I was like, what in the hell are you doing canceling the show?
No,
And
Nickelodeon is trying to bring back. They brought back Fairly Odd Parents, which was horrible, where they introduced Cosmo having a baby, which was the most god awful thing I've ever seen.
Poof is the worst little shit I've ever seen.
And like, SpongeBob SquarePants, the new episode, it's horrible.
It's a baby.
It makes
It's a baby too. So many
the
babies.
new SpongeBob SquarePants episode. I watch them, I turn off, and then I just start singing the campfire song, just trying to remember how it used to be.
right, and then one thing that I did like, what Nickelodeon did was they brought back Invader Zim for like a month here in the U.S. And
Dude, you know what actually is better?
What?
Nicktoons Network. It's like separate from Nick.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I watched that. I watched that.
That's cool.
So much better.
I know. I'm like, whoa. I actually liked Cap and Mikey. Believe it or not, I thought Cap and Mikey.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was innovative.
I thought. I mean, like
It was new. It was weird. It was weird, but it was decent, right? I mean,
he was like trying to blow up his head because like they would go all Japanese with the big heads, and he'd just be like, "I can't do it." He's like, "Why?" It's the Asian advantage.
And these days,
Ren and Stimpy.
we need something. Our cartoon needs to represent something. Like remember Hey Arnold, where Hey Arnold would represent everything.
It represented. I don't know what Samurai Jack represents.
No, but it represents family.
think about it though, is that back then, no matter what cartoon you took, they all, most every episode had a moral lesson at the end of it.
Dude,
right? Had something that was.
Dude, you know what was the most like educative show, like teach you a lesson show? It was that Proud Family show. I was like, whoa! Like I remember they did like a spoof of the Matrix. They said it was illegal downloading music, and they was like, "Don't download music, kids, because there's
like,
evil."
What the hell?
It's like, whoa! Evil black people download music. That's scary.
True.
It's shit, but yeah. So I feel sad for this new generation that's gonna grow up with shit cartoons. Like every single kid I know that's like 10.
Maybe they'll be skinnier. Maybe they'll actually go outside and do stuff unlike us.
Yeah, but one show, the show that marked the downfall of all cartoons, the show that started the sequence of very bad shows. No. It started on Nickelodeon.
What?
Robot Jenny. I never found that to be.
You mean My Life as a Teenage
Yeah.
Robot?
Yeah, My Life as a Teenage Robot. That was.
That wasn't the worst show
No, it was
I've
just
ever
weird.
seen.
No. It's not the worst show, but it's the one that started this. Let's take a teenager, put him or her in a cartoon, and show it.
Well, what about Robot Jones? That show kicked ass.
Yeah, but that wasn't teenagers though. They were freaking elementary schoolers, I think, man. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. And that was a half decent show. That was a good show though.
Robot Jones. I can't remember Robot Jones. It's a name that rings a bell.
Whatever happened to Robot Jones?
No one I know remembers that.
I
shit, man. It
remember
was like
now. Oh, that show was
That
awesome.
show was shit.
Oh man,
that show was funny as hell.
it's fabulous.
And that show, it's one of those shows, it's one of those examples that Cartoon Network never got. At the end of the year, they would make pilot shows for a whole bunch of stuff, and they would pass it like during the commercials. They would pass it. It was like a 1 minute sketch, something like that. It was only a 1 minute pilot, and Robot Jones was part of it. It was only a 1 minute thing that would appear in the commercials, and it just became so big that they made a regular TV show out of it. And it was just
Yeah.
Even though the regular
I
TV
think
show
the
was like
last-
10
I
minutes.
think the last time, seriously, one of the last things I remember from actually sitting down to watch Cartoon Network. Remember that small animated series from Clone Wars that they had
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
while back? It was like 5-minute episodes
Oh
in
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
TV shows. I think that was
That's part of
around that
Toonami,
time
right?
is when I
Toonami was
stopped
cool.
watching Cartoon Network because
Yeah,
they
Toonami
started
was.
putting bullshit in everything.
Yeah.
Toonami,
Toonami was cool.
Toonami is what.
The only problem with Toonami is that it's for kids.
Yeah.
Toonami was good, but the thing is, not that I don't like it, but Adult Swim killed Toonami. So
Yeah. It was like, meh.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wait, here's the stuff for maybe the people who aren't like 6, and then there's the stuff after this, which are people who's like,
But Adult Swim had some good shows.
Powerful.
Robot Chicken it was a
Yeah.
good show. Robot Chicken was excellent.
Robot Chicken still aired.
yeah, it's still on.
Yeah,
it's
Yeah,
but it's not as good as it used to be. At least I've seen some more.
that's true. And neither
Well, I
is
mean,
Family
it's
Guy.
that way with every single comedy show, right? They start beating the dead horse, kind of like to use that saying.
I don't know why the hell they removed Mission Hill, because I loved that show.
Mission Hill.
Mission Hill.
Yeah. The two main characters had blue hair. That's really all I remember.
Well,
from it.
now you're talking Cap and Mikey, okay? Now you're talking
Yeah,
Cap and Mikey.
that
Lord, it always comes back to Cap and Mikey. That stuff was innovative.
But
that is the universal show.
one
Yes.
show that used to air that I never thought it was good, that I would get bored out of my mind watching it, was King of the Hill. I would get bored out.
I love that
I
show.
would get bored out of my
So,
mind.
I don't like that show. That
That's
show
a really like
was
love-hate show.
so damn boring.
Yeah.
I know, but it's funny for like people like me. Like I live in a place like that, so I'm like, oh
I
my
live in
gosh, I know
fucking
people.
Kentucky. Yeah,
who are
there's
that
rednecks
stupid.
everywhere.
I know people who are that stupid and say stuff just like that.
Nice.
Like, wow.
You know one thing that I like living in Brazil, but they have they translate everything really badly there, so shit goes wrong and they ruin jokes and stuff. But like one good thing
All
about
your-
TV there is that they have this channel called Boomerang. I don't know if it
Yeah,
aired
we
in
have
the
Boomerang.
US.
Yeah, Boomerang's like
Yeah,
Boomerang.
I mean, like there's
It was like Cartoon Network back when we were kids. It showed
Yeah.
stuff like the Flintstones, the Jetsons,
Dude,
Johnny
we-
Bravo.
Before we were
Johnny
born, Johnny
Bravo.
Bravo.
It shows all of the good stuff. And like
And dude, but you realize something? You realize something that's really sad? It has no advertising, none.
True.
It's just
Yeah,
commercials
Yeah.
are just pictures of action figures, which I don't get. It's just like action figures, random shots.
That reminds me. There was a show. I'm not gonna remember the name.
Kazam.
What?
I think it was Kazam. I think you're thinking of Kazam
What?
with the action figure.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. I mean, it's just the commercials. I mean, it's just like random like pictures.
No, but that reminds me.
It's just the picture, and then
Ryan
it just
reminded me
goes
the
back.
show. Do you remember the show that had action figures only, and it was like action figures battling other action
Yeah,
figures?
that's Kazam.
yeah, I remember
because
that.
Kazam was
It
the
was
shit.
cool.
And it also had that like spin-off thing, Prometheus and Bob,
Oh yeah.
which was also
Dude,
the
that
shit.
was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
kick ass. I was never able
You know,
to
I
watch.
think the last show I actually kind of enjoyed for a while was Foster's Home for Imaginary
That
Friends.
show-
That was kind
That one was
That
good. That was-
actually, I think, might have began the downfall
that-
of
It
cartoon.
was the start of like let's have like the weird drawing thing going on. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
weird.
It was,
It
yeah,
was-
it was, but it was still an original thing.
It was
hadn't-
chowder weird.
so-
It was just weird.
But,
Yeah,
but it was a
yeah.
weird in a
But
way.
and then
like-
they added
It
cheats.
was still a decent show, right? I
And
mean,
and did you see the pilot had the Powerpuff Girls reference in it with Mojo Jojo?
Yeah.
That was-
yeah.
It was like some kids just aren't imaginative. You're like, because that's definitely what I was thinking. I was thinking like, what would be my imaginary friend? I thought like I should do some character from a TV show. I'm like, wow.
You
I am
know one
playing-
thing I remember?
I am
One thing I
playing.
remember is how they mutilated the Powerpuff Girls, which was a half decent show. They turned it into like Powerpuff Girls Z, and they're like Power Rangers in that show. And I was like, what in the fuck are you doing to my childhood? Stop raping it.
I kind of like Kids Next Door. I kind of did.
Kids Next Door was
Kids
good.
Next
It,
Door.
it was
Kids
okay.
Next Door
It
was,
was
good.
cool.
I thought number 2 was gay, but you
I
know.
thought number 2 was the bomb. I was like, yo, number 2, you are cool.
Number 2 was awesome.
Number 4 was awesome because he was Australian.
Number 1 was bad. Number 1 reminded me of Hey Arnold because of his head.
Yeah.
They
That's
all
true.
had different races though,
Yeah.
which I found hilarious.
It was
And then It was weird though. Like it just had cool twists. Like the dad was number 0.
Yeah.
Like whoa, that's awesome.
That was a good movie.